Good evening, injured and kind. Welcome back to another video that we have for the Dev Diaries. We're going to try to go through 6 through 10 and read up on it. I hope everyone's been liking the. Um, I'm going to be trying to go through as many as I can to try to get to current day Dev Diary and see where we are currently. So as of right now, our sixth dev diary is mission scripting in ink. Uh, so at this point, we're just speaking on. Uh, we're just. I believe they're just trying to tell us based off of uh, the technical director joining on how they're trying to make everything work. So I do see this, but they're just trying to show us the entire way they are mapping out routes and everything. So, yeah, going the same way that it is, uh, showing how everything goes. That's really, really cool, at least to me. Showing us how everything's working, and just showing us the development itself. Because this right here, the mission scripting system's pretty cool. At least to me, I find it pretty cool, and I thoroughly enjoy seeing people that understand and know how to do something that's technically impressive explain it and actually show uh, what they do and basically how good they are. Um, and like me looking at this, I can probably follow along. I could probably follow along, but it would be a difficult time for me to actually explain most things if you just told me about stuff in there, like, oh, what would be like something in here in the floor one little box, and I wouldn't be able to tell you. And then uh for this, I'm pretty sure I know of this. I'm pretty sure I know of this just because of um my own little work doing a visual novel and going through just like the chain tree of answers you could have, if not just the one answer you have, going through the conversations, and then just trying to set that up for the characters. It's it's a very cool thing to show. This is actually also really cool, showing how they have the model and everything, the cameras, and then just having having characters just right there and showing the animation for it. That's fucking amazing. That's really fucking sick. Um, I'm like this is pretty cool. I enjoy like this just because it's showing us what they know how to do now and what they're trying to do as well. I'm extremely happy. seeing like them just embracing being able to show what they can do. Dev Diary 7, visceral immersive combat. So I'm guessing it would be the same thing, just with that director itself. And that looks really cool. The concept art for this is really, really cool. Where it's fully dug into the skin and you can't actually heal that portion of the skin. And instead of it being like any color, it is just your blood flowing, which is really cool. So oh, these are the types of play we can have. So the first play style we at the Chinese room call the strategic stalker. As the name reflects, fans of the more strategic combat experience where staying hidden and using the element of surprise as key will get their vampire predator fantasy. Did you enjoy the Dishonored series or playing stealth focused builds in Fallout or Elder Scrolls games? Me too. Me personally, I could go either way. I don't mind sneaking, but I don't also mind just going ham. It gives you time to prepare what discipline power you'd like to use and when. Once your plan is ready, summoning the powers of blood, sneaking up on an enemy and distracting them, feeding on them before a fight breaks out, or hit and run tactics are also an option for people who love to play this way. The second playstyle is what we call an action brawler for the players that like to jump straight into the action and rely on fast reflexes and combat skills. Any clan can brawl, but this is where the Brujas shine. You'll see them in our January gameplay reveal video. Ooh. But we have stuff to look at into. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Their powers are aimed at dominating close combat. References for the style are action brawling games like the God of War series, Shadow of Mordor, and Elden Ring. It's about being the center of the brawl and using your abilities to control the crowd so you can deliver as much damage as possible. We see the above playstyles as two extremes on the same action spectrum, with the player being able to play any mixture of the two to find balance of stalking and brawling that would work for them, which is pretty cool. Um, it's that's really really cool. I'm happy that they're delineating the different play styles. It's just right now it looks really really good. I just want to know what the others would be if there are more than just these three. So the third playstyle we'll call the narrative adventurer for players who are less interested in combat and action gameplay and want to focus on the fantasy, narrative, and exploration elements of the game. We envision that a core of the Bloodlines 1 fans identify with this playstyle and are also fans of uh, the Chinese room titles A Date. So we're making sure that the gameplay pillar doesn't add action at the detriment of these important players. So you can still enjoy exciting battles without having to delve too deeply into the combat mechanics if things like character and story are more important to you, which isn't bad. I'm happy that they're trying at least to look out for them. So that to me that's really really good. So, how do we go about achieving this? We focus on immersion over complexity, a streamlined control scheme with actions that are easy for all three playstyles to pick up and play. We then build depth on top of these to give longer term mastery for the players that want it. For example, the defensive mechanic is a dash, allowing players to dodge incoming attacks or reposition. If dodge is used towards an enemy and it performs and is performing a melee attack, it becomes a counter, staggering the enemy. It's fine for players to never do this move, but for those that want a higher skill ceiling, it's there. How we use abilities is also streamlined to maintain immersion. Abilities are mapped to the face buttons on the gamepad, limiting the player to 4 available at one time. This is a small enough amount that a player can use them without breaking their flow, but also deep enough uh, through the different ways you can combine them that it keeps combat fun. Then all of this server serves our principle of immersive combat. We would rather players were thinking about what cool thing they want to do next rather than how they use it. And yeah, visceral combat is a stylistic choice we've made is we believe being a vampire should be bloody business. Feeding plays a huge role in any vampire story, and we want to give you a cool reason to tear out throats in the middle of a fight. As an elder vampire, fire has become desensitized to violence, and we want the same to happen to the player over the course of the game. Maybe being shocked the first time they chop someone's head off, but after a while, accepting that violent carnage is par for the course when you are a 400-year-old vampire in a city where everyone is out to get you. And that's that one. You're looking at Dev Diary 8. Explore the world of darkness. Uh, third Dev Diary, and I've used Leslie to talk about the first and second pillars of the game. Feel like a vampire, which covered the player fantasy. Visceral immersive combat, which covers action gameplay. Today I want to tell you about a third final pillar, explore the world of darkness, which covers the setting, society, characters, story, and RPG elements of the game. We'll be talking in depth about RPG elements at a later date, so today I'm going to focus mainly on the setting, society, and characters. The World of Darkness is the larger umbrella for the Vampire the Masquerade IP and related games, and it handles the supernatural in a mature and grounded way, basing it on the premise that vampires, werewolves, and ghosts are actually real, but are hidden from our contemporary human society. Video games offer a unique perspective into this world that other mediums don't. Being able to walk around it and explore it, our goal with this pillar is to create a version of Seattle that is authentic to the World of Darkness IP and feel makes you believe that this hidden side of Seattle where vampires in control could be real, and in contrast the human world feels more alien to you, probably, and potentially unreal. To that end, we didn't set about making a exact replica of Seattle, as our priority wasn't to represent the human world, but the vampire one. So the Seattle that you are experiencing in Bloodlines 2 is a kind of best of Seattle, where we've taken key landmarks and brought them in closer. For example, Pioneer Square is a key location, and it speaks to us of the old city and its founders, some of which were vampires that you will meet. But we will also have a volunteer park, which in reality is the outskirts of the city. But we love the idea of doing a creepy mission there that reveals something sinister beneath this iconic conservatory. So, just trying to make it fit with um, how the World of Darkness wants the games to be, which I personally believe is okay. I am. I just personally believe it's okay. Um, there's not problem with it, and they're going about a lot of the things just great. So I personally believe that they're doing their best at this point in time, and at this point in time, it is 2024, February 2024. So close to a full year. Um, I'm extremely happy that they decided to explore, and they want you to explore the world, but well, I just really want to just make sure that they don't get stuck in something and cause a real problem. So, with this, we're going to dev diary number 9, which is what is a bruja? Now, uh, bruja just being a clan that we're going to be playing, and also just if we're honest, the bruja are one of the easiest clans you can ever try to fully play. Um, so for me, uh, the Brujas have been uh, somewhat something cool to really look at and like see how people play. Uh, I don't personally care what clans are which. I do want to see if they do have more stuff. Like this is really cool. That's some really cool art that would be good for like the Bruja and all and anything like really associated with it. So there's some speech of abilities, but they don't explain nor show. So it's a little sad. And then just how the Bruja looks, and if I'm completely honest, it needs work. Um, some of these are like they just look good, and the others just look terrible. Well, terrible is a very strong word. They don't look as nice, and I'm a little saddened, but um, I will trust them on this design aspect like that. And then from there, you have Dev Diary number 10, which is developing the Tremere, which to me are one of the coolest clans to really be there. And I can't wait to see what they actually do with uh, blood magic and everything of that uh, that realm, because it it would be really cool if they had the knives, but then there was also more cool stuff they can do. Um, but they do have a bunch of stuff that like even the trailers show. Like there's I wouldn't call it full on like telekinesis, but they're able to move a a person Um, like kind of like if you were thinking about it in D&D terms, if they were using um, not catapult, but the one spell telekinesis, I believe, where you're able to pull somebody close to you, push them away, anything of that sort. So I really can't wait to see what actually is in store because there are there's many things that just feel like they do well, and like this right here, the necklaces themselves look really nice. And I would say like Tremere wise, there's a very good uh a very good chance that Tremere might be picked the most. I mean, I personally would want to pick Tremere first myself, and the outfits themselves actually do lend to that too because they look really well. Um, but we are gonna call it there. Um, all right, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you guys uh, another day. Well, I hope you have a very nice day, night, evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you may be in the world. Hope you guys do come back soon.